What's up, y'all? My name is Devin, the DIY lawn coach. Hope you're doing well. Hope things are going well for you. Welcome back to another episode of the Can I series, where I am answering some of the most popular questions that DIYers have around can I? Can I seed in the spring? Can I mix fertilizers? And in today's video, we're going to answer the question, can I get good coverage with an above ground sprinkler system? Let's get into the video. What's up, y'all? Again, thank you so much for coming back and checking out another video. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this Can I series. It is a ton of fun to make. Obviously, not a whole lot going on out here in the lawn, so it's a lot of fun to make these videos. If you are enjoying the videos, please consider subscribing to the channel and then make sure you give that video a like. It lets me know that you guys are enjoying it. So as you guys know, one of the most important things that we can do to our lawn to keep it healthy and growing and vibrant and green is to water it. And we'll talk a little bit later in the video about the importance of watering. So as you guys know, I do not have an above ground system. I have what's called an in-ground system, meaning I had a professional come out and dig and tear up my lawn and put sprinkler heads in specific areas throughout my lawn. And the way he did that was he came out and measured the output of my system by measuring the volume of water that my lines can put out. Then he determined how many sprinkler heads I needed, and then he mapped it all out to make sure that I got really good, even coverage. Now that's great for me, but maybe you don't have an in-ground sprinkler system and you need to water your lawn evenly with an above ground system. And so because I don't have an above ground system, I called my buddy, Mr. Furguson with Mr. Furguson Lawns over in Central North Carolina to help me answer today's question. Take it away, Mr. Furguson.
Thanks so much, Devin. I am Mr. Ferguson. Welcome to my lawn. And we know if we want to plant any type of tall fescue, Kentucky bluegrass, ryegrass, or a cool season lawn in the transition zone, we have to water our grass, especially during the summer months when the heat really kicks up. I want to talk about 3 different tools for above ground irrigation that I've used in my lawn to help keep my lawn looking the way it looks behind me right now. Clearly we are in the winter months and we're not doing a whole lot of watering right now, but when summer comes, which tools can we use to get the job done where we need it? Well, one tool may not fit every section of your lawn. I want to take you to my front lawn first and show you the oscillating manure, which I use for a specific purpose up there. So here we are in my front yard, and I have a bank section right here and with the road right beside it that you definitely don't want to pour all your water into the road. We want to try to concentrate our water into our lawn. So something like a manure oscillating type above ground sprinkler is what I have used in the past. You've got these little dials here to be able to tone it in on how far you want this thing to oscillate from left to right. It's worked great for me as I can set this down on the ground and I can adjust the dials here to stop the water from going all the way over into the road, wasting money, wasting water, and keeping it so we can keep it in the lawn with that precious city water that we're using. Some of us don't have wells, so we want to make sure we do that. Also, it's such a wide and tall spray. We're able to do this basically in moving this from one section to another. We can cover this entire area. But the main point of using this type of tool for this section is to keep it from not doing a round rotation and spreading unneeded water in unneeded areas, but to have that go straight up and we can dial it in to exactly where we need it to fall on our fescue. So as you can see, we use that one directly on the bank for the purpose of reserving the water, keeping it out of the road as much as we can, and keeping the water in the turf. 2 other sprinklers I use, I've got a big bad boy, which is an Orbit. It's got the old fashioned, I guess you would call hammerhead. And obviously you can adjust these clips. If you can see that, there's clips at the bottom. You can adjust this to go 180 degrees, 90 degrees, or spin fully 360 degrees. This is basically my big square footage sprinkler that I've recently bought a year ago. It's a tripod. It's similar to the tripod I'm using with my camera right now, with adjustable legs. I got adjustable legs. I got this at Lowe's. The middle can collapse for storage, and it folds up nice and neat like that for the winter. And below, I've got a quick connect here where your hose connects. But anything in the bulk sections of my yard, I'm using this big, what I call hammer orbit sprinkler. For other smaller areas like the sides of my house, I'm using something with a smaller orbit sprinkler. It's got a round pattern, covers about close to, I'd say 8 to 1,000 square feet, 800 to 1,000 square feet. In the middle, you have a little adjustable knob to raise this up and down. Has a little teeny spike with it, which has broken off because I've had it for a few years with your quick connect right here. And this is mainly for smaller, closer sections where we may not want to take the oscillating and go back and forth. That is also an option in these smaller sections on the side of our home, but we definitely can't use the big hammer sprinkler over there because it's just not suited for that area. So this guy will come into play sometimes. And lastly, the fourth quote sprinkler you may want to use in your lawn would be hand watering. I think that's very necessary still. There's strips in my lawn near my mailbox and through my neighbor's side where I just can't put a sprinkler down to cover every area. And we know during the summer months when we don't cover every area of our lawn, it gets thirsty. Dry spots begin to appear. So it's very important to, when you're bulk spraying with big ones, you also got to worry about the smaller sections where our big sprinkler can't get into or is not ideal. So I have multiple sprinklers for multiple areas of my lawn. Very important to cover the entire lawn when watering. Also keep in mind, when we're watering, if you're setting a time limit, we have to know, well, how much am I outputting? How much at my home am I outputting in water versus time limit? That's one of the mistakes I made, and I had to learn. I needed to let my sprinkler run for a longer period of time because the amount of water I was putting out, in my mind, it's not by time limit, it's more about water. How much water is hitting the ground? And it's going to vary based on your areas. Also, different areas of your lawn may stay moist. Other areas may be completely dry and in the sun. You have to factor it in. There's a lot of factors of non-irrigated lawns with above ground sprinklers that we got to keep in play. But ultimately, you're going to learn your lawn. I would say have multiple tools for the job and you'll be just fine. Back to you, Devin.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Ferguson. As you can see, watering your lawn would be really easy if your lawn was a perfect square. I love the way he uses different kinds of sprinklers to be able to get that really good even coverage. Now, there are hundreds of different types and sizes and shapes and colors of sprinklers. So with a little time and a little bit of practice, you too can determine which sprinklers you need and how to put them out. They're all basically the same and they all do the same thing, and that is put water on the ground. And at the end of the day, the most important thing, whether you're using an in-ground system or an above-ground system like Mr. Ferguson, is you have to have even coverage. And the only way you're going to do that is you have to measure your output, which is exactly what he was talking about. And there are really only two ways to do it. Number one, with a tuna can, and I think Alan calls it the tuna can challenge. Or I'll leave links down below to these little cups. These are great. They have the little measurements on there. But it's really simple, guys. All you have to do is set these out into your lawn whenever you're watering, set a timer, and then run that timer and run your sprinklers until these get filled up to 1/2 inch. Why 1/2 inch? Because 1/2 inch of water is what we consider deep. Watering deep helps drive those roots way down deep where the air is much cooler and the ground is much cooler, keeps the plant healthier. Not to mention, driving that water deep reduces the amount of evaporation. Think about it, sun's beating down on that ground. We want that water deep where it can be protected and the plants can soak it up, doesn't get evaporated by the sun. And I'll give you one pro tip. Look into getting a sprinkler timer. These are awesome devices that you can hook up. They're usually battery powered. Remember, when we want to water early. And these sprinkler timers, you can set the time for them to go off. so that you can be laid up in the bed and you don't have to get up and manually go turn on your faucet and run your sprinklers. Plus, some of them even have different zones. So you could essentially set up your system to water where you don't even have to touch it. How cool is that? I'll leave links down below to the timers that I recommend, the ones that I used in my lawn before I had the in-ground system put in. Thank you again to Mr. Ferguson for helping me answer today's question. Again, hope you guys are enjoying the series. Hit that subscribe button, give the video a like. And until next week, when we answer another Can I question, my name is Devin, I'm the DIY Lawn Coach, and I can't wait to see you in the lawn. Peace.